It was certainly a tough loss for the Golden State Warriors in that second-round series against the Los Angeles Lakers, but now our focus shifts toward the offseason, and it's a massive offseason for this basketball organization. A lot to get into on today's show. Appreciate all of you for being here, but if you still love the Golden State Warriors, show us by hitting that thumbs-up icon and liking the video, and let's get today's Warriors Today underway. I'm Chase Sr. This is Golden State Warriors Today, and coming up on today's show, latest on Draymond Green. Is he staying? Is he leaving? Are the Warriors going to keep Jordan Poole? And is Jonathan Kuminga gone? He might demand a trade. All of this coming your way. Let's get into it. So we begin with Draymond Green here. This tweet coming out from Mark J. Spears. Warriors forward Draymond Green tells us that he has not made a decision on his player option for next year, and he is going to take his time deciding after deliberating with his agent in Rich Paul of Clutch Sports. Green also added that he is very concerned about the future of Warriors general manager Bob Myers. Said it can play a role. It can play a role in his decision, and that Myers should do what's best for him. Now, Bob Myers really is the ultimate wild card here. Joe Lacob has said to really want him back, but at the same time, there are members inside that front office that Joe Lacob believes should elevate and get more prominent roles within this front office. And for Bob Myers, he would have his choice at some really good general managing jobs if it wasn't for Rob Pelinka pivoting at the NBA trade deadline and overhauling that roster. I think Bob Myers would be an ideal fit for Los Angeles, former agent of Kobe Bryant. Now, though, does he just want a break? I mean, it's been a long run for him. He's helped elevate the Warriors to this point where they've won 4 NBA championships, but the words below me are certainly true. Ultimate wild card, and could decide what happens for the Warriors this offseason, depending on if he leaves or if he stays. Here's what Woj had to say about Bob Myers. With his contract expiring at the end of June, Bob Myers told me last night that he plans to take a couple of weeks to make a decision about his future running the Warriors. And it's a decision that he says he's torn about, in large part because of his relationships. He said with the core three of Steph, Draymond, Klay, as well as the coach in Steve Kerr. I do think that keeping Bob Myers is really paramount, and a lot of people like to point to his sketchy history as far as some of his draft picks. But look, it's not like the Warriors have been in a position outside of taking Kuminga at 7, Moody at 13 or 14, to draft marquee players. What he's been able to do is keep this crew together. Credit to Joe Lacob for entering the luxury tax, right? But Bob Myers has done a good job of collecting assets, collecting talent. He did get Kevin Durant back several years ago, and he's been a big pillar of the Warriors' success and why they've been on this dynastic run. So, with that, let's ask you this. What's the future of Draymond in your eyes? Is he on the Dubs next year? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Next up, a man who a lot of people have been ripping over the last couple of weeks, that is Jordan Poole. Was he a playoff no-show? Yeah, pretty much. According to a report, Warriors still hesitant to move Jordan Poole. Some of you might be excited about that. Some of you might be disappointed. Look, when Steph Curry was out, guy averaged 24 points per game as a starter. So do remember that, and also remember and recall how good he was en route to the NBA championship last year. Bucket getter at all 3 levels, just suffered from a lack of confidence here. Does he need to mature and grow up a little bit? For sure. Here's what Anthony Slater of The Athletic had to say about JP3. There's still hesitancy to move him. He averaged 20 points per game this season, has potent offensive capability that is lacking on the roster below Curry, and will be needed as the core ages further. Is it wise to move off of that when his value is at its lowest in 12 months? That is a really good question, to pose there. Jordan Poole's value right now is about as low as it's been since he burst onto the scene last year. And last year, his shooting numbers are really good. The offensive production is really good. And here's where I imagine the Warriors are very hesitant in trading away Jordan Poole. Steph Curry's injured a lot. I love him. He's injured a lot. He's 35 years old. And as he gets a little bit older, having to carry and shoulder that offensive load, it's going to be difficult for him. So when he is out, whether due to injury or rest management, tell me who is going to pick up the offensive scoring load outside of Steph Curry. Not a lot of guys on this roster that can do that. So keep that in mind. Doesn't mean that he's safe. If you get an offer that blows you away, you could elect to trade Jordan Poole. Look, I cover the Sixers as well, and I was looking at some teams that could maybe trade for Joel Embiid because the Warriors certainly in that mix because they need a center. Would you trade like a Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, Kuminga, and picks for Joel Embiid to enter and stay in that championship window? Again, something to ponder here. Really excited to welcome on a new sponsor here on Golden State Warriors today. That is Bird Dogs. They have really added to my wardrobe. I absolutely love their shorts as well as their pants as well. They can really do it all, and they're all about that versatility. These shorts, they have a built-in liner, so they keep everything snug below the waist, which is really important to me. Promo code CHAT, you also get a free Yeti-style tumbler, which is awesome as well. As someone who loves looking good and feeling confident, excited to partner up with Bird Dogs here. You know what they say, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. But what if you're not sure what the day will bring? That's where Bird Dogs comes in. As a viewer of Warriors today, you know I value versatility in all aspects of life, kind of like how Draymond Green plays basketball. Steph Curry has become more versatile as his career has aged, and Bird Dog shorts and pants are the perfect example of that as well. With summer weather upon us, I've been wearing my Bird Dogs on the golf course, to meetings here at Chat Sports, out on the town, on dates, and just hanging out with friends. And with these shorts and pants, you'll never have to worry about changing your outfit midday again. You can wear them with a tee like I'm doing right now. You can wear it with a golf polo or even a button-up. Plus, their stretchy fabric, this is what I love too, makes them more comfortable than any other shorts or pants out there, no questions asked. Ready to try them out for yourself? Click the link in the description and in the comment section. Go to birddogs.com. And when you enter the promo code CHAT, you get a free Yeti-style tumbler. That means that you can keep your water cold during the summer, or if you're a coffee addict like me, it keeps your coffee hot as well. That comes with your first purchase. Birddogs.com, promo code CHAT. Link is available in the description right now. More on Jordan Poole here. Tim Kawakami, athletic beat writer. But what about Jordan Poole or Jonathan Kuminga? Those are the question marks here. I think it's more likely than not that at least one of these two very talented players will be traded in July. And yes, maybe it is a little interesting that after a season spent wondering if this was the last dance of this aging dynasty, now that the Warriors' title defense is over, they might actually go on a reverse youth movement and keep on dancing to the oldies. Nice sentence there. Jordan Poole in the playoffs, abysmal. He was bad. He suffered from a lack of confidence. He looked hesitant. If you watched our watch parties in which we racked up millions and millions of views, myself and Rolly talked about this ad nauseum, the guy didn't want to pull the trigger. And for a guy who is never shy of pulling the trigger, I thought that was pretty telling. 10 points per game in the playoffs, 34% from the field. That ain't it. And I do understand from a business perspective why the Warriors went in the direction that they went in. Now, I had said you should probably trade those two lottery picks in which you used on Jonathan Kuminga as well as Moses Moody for some really good veterans out there. Those are valuable assets to other teams, so why not move those two draft picks for a veteran player to keep you in this title contention window? The Warriors elected to go with this youth movement to pair those two youngsters up with James Wiseman. Look, you can't say it didn't work. They won a championship last year. They took the Lakers to 6 games, and the Lakers were a better and deeper team. Next year, you retool this roster. Hopefully with Bob Myers calling the shots, you can get back to this stage, but there's no question this roster needs some tinkering. What would you do, Dub Nation? Would you trade Jordan Poole? T for trade, P for pass, sound off. Warriors on NBC Sports Bay Area saying this: a frustrated Jonathan Kuminga reportedly will want to play elsewhere if he's not giving a full-time role next year. Now, what is his role next year on this team? Is he going to play? And if he's not going to play, I guarantee you there are teams like myself who are bullish on Kuminga's ability who would trade maybe a veteran for a young player where Kuminga can go to that destination and get some PT. Here's what Shams had to say about Kuminga. The Warriors and Kuminga's representatives are expected to discuss his future this offseason, league sources say. Golden State will need to decide whether Kuminga will receive a full-time role moving forward, and if not, league sources say the number 7 pick in the 2021 NBA draft will want to be somewhere he can play more. Jonathan Kuminga is still young. Jonathan Kuminga has a ton of ability. There's been some chatter, been some murmurs that he has not played all that much and his role decreased because of a lack of maturity. It's easy to see why he might be frustrated, right, over his lack of playing time. Guy wants to get his NBA career underway, and he's not able to see the floor all that much. But look, you're playing for the Golden State Warriors, right? There's been a little bit of a logjam with players ahead of you. Jason Dumas, who covers sports in the Bay Area, I'm told Kuminga aims to split his offseason time Miami, New York, LA. Wants to participate in a lot of NBA open runs and showcase to people around the league what he can do on the court. Now, that's good. If he's able to play some pickup, Miami, LA, New York, there are a couple of really notable gyms that he can go to. Obviously, it's not going to be the style of an NBA game, but if he's able to pop off in those games, guy has the athletic ability. I've compared his youth ability and rawness to a guy like Jaylen Brown, who's been on this unbelievable trajectory, just made All-NBA, is going to get a max deal because of that. I don't know if Kuminga's going to be on that trajectory, but as a high-level two-way player, I like him. He needs time and reps, and that might not fit the Warriors' timeline here. Numbers this past year: 10 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, less than 2 dimes, 52.5% from the floor. We've seen flashes of this athletic burst in which he throws down the hammer. He hits a couple of three-point shots, but I'm not going to lie. I know it was garbage time throughout the playoffs when he really got in. He didn't look comfortable, and he didn't look good. I've always been bullish on Kuminga. I think he can be a high-level two-way player. Is he going to be on that Jaylen Brown path? Maybe, maybe not. It's going to be difficult for him to get there, but if he develops his game this offseason and is able to really develop a handle, outside shot, again, he has all of the ability in the world to be a very good player in this league. He just needs, like, with the football team in San Francisco, Trey Lance needs reps. Jonathan Kuminga needs reps as well. Name a player that the Warriors should trade away. Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, Klay Thompson, all of them potentially on the block. Potential trade chips here, literally just said it, and I didn't even know this graphic was coming up. I talked about all these players here. Draymond included in that, Moses Moody not included on this list. Draymond's interesting. If he were to go elsewhere, I think he opts out of his player option and he signs with his brother from another mother in LeBron James with LA. We know that they're very, very close. I don't know if that'll be a trade chip unless it's a sign and trade, because the acquiring team will want to know that Draymond Green is with that organization for the foreseeable future. We are closing in on 55,000 subscribers, I kind of stuttered there because I wanted to pass along some of the numbers that we were able to manufacture during our watch party. Like I said at the start of the show, millions and millions of views, but the amount of subscribers we've been able to pick up over the last couple of weeks has been absolutely insane just because of the watch parties that we did. So I'm pulling up the analytics here because you have to be a part of Dub Nation. 5,100 new subscribers over the last 28 days. Where are you if you haven't subscribed? You ain't alive is the answer.